important rules that you have to know when you are driving. The first one is sit properly behind the wheel. The first thing that you need to do before starting the car is sit properly, because your position influences too much in your security. You must regulate the distance since the seat until the steering wheel. You hate the inclination, the steering wheel, and the headrest.
I'm going to talk about the security of the belt and how it can reduce an 80% of the death in our country. The pilot needs to make sure that all the persons that are in the car have the seatbelt, especially if there is a child in here. If you travel large distances, it is better that you don't stop, and if you stop and then get in the car, get the seatbelt on again.
Another important thing that you have to know when you are driving is do not use the mobile inside the car. Distractions in driving can play a very bad trick on you. According to the data from the DGT, they appear as a risk factor in 30% of accidents involving victims. And here, the mobile phone is very guilty. Driving and using the smartphone is totally incompatible. Pin it, and there is nothing as urgent as your own life or that of others. It's important that you have to know that the phone is a distraction for you when you are driving.
It is very important, if you drive, do not consume alcohol or any drug substances. Use are among the main reasons for traffic accidents. Drugs and alcohol reduce the ability to react and calculate distances, cause problems with coordination and drowsiness, visual disturbances, and above all, an excess of confidence. If this is associated with a low driving experience, the risk is multiplied. So in conclusion, we can say that consuming any type of drugs can be really bad and dangerous for the people inside the car.
Caution with cyclists, pedestrians, or motorcycles. They are the most vulnerable users with whom you can find the urban and in-urban roads. The task of driving requires all of concentration, especially when you drive around the city, where the complexity is greater due to the traffic density and the many users who share the streets.
Respect the traffic rules. Whether we agree with them or not, it is essential to comply with them. All traffic regulations are essential to keep coexistence on roads and streets in order to protect the users. From the moment you get your driving license, you assume the respect of
Meet speed limits. Unfortunately, inadequate speed remains the main cause of traffic accidents in Mexico. A total of 370 lives could be saved every year in Mexico if the drivers did not exceed the speed according to the DGT. There are still drivers who, because of overconfidence, recklessly exceed the speed. Don't be like them. Driving with ice or rain. Young people who have just obtained a driving license confess that they do not feel well prepared to get behind the wheel, especially in the presence of ice. Also driving on mountain roads. According to the data from the last DUCIT study, if this is your case, nothing more advised than taking a driving course where you will learn to improve your skills as a driver. Check the tires always. The tires are the only point of contact of the car with the floor. They are a key element in safety. Check the tire pressure periodically and always before a long ride. And check its wear condition. When we drive tired or sleepy, there is a loss of attention, and the reaction time to an obstacle can be increased by up to 86%. According to race data, when you get ready to take a long trip, be cautious and rest every 2 hours.
Let's see 3 steps to parking. Step 1. Analyze your position. In this type of parking, drivers need to make sure the distance between their car and other cars. This situation is also changed depending on the position of the parking space, but it is essential to keep the right distance and do not overtake other drivers' parking space. Step 2. Drive your car into position. Car owners should check the adjust mirrors to calculate the distance with other cars and make sure the car is inside the parking lot completely. Step 3. Adjust the wheel. If you don't want to adjust the wheel right away, you can do it when driving out, but it's easy to forget, which leads unintentional impact or difficulty while driving backwards. To park in parallel, you must first find a space large enough for your car. Then you will get to the same weight as the wing car and try to get your car and the other car to end up in the same place. Then you will take a full turn behind the wheel. If you want to park on the right, you will take a full turn on the right. And if you want to park on the left, it will be a left turn. Then you will move slowly until you see the car plate in the window halfway. Then you will brake the car and correct the steering wheel to enter the space. Then you will only adjust your position going forward or backward. Maybe if it is your first time trying to park in parallel, you should practice more than one time. Repeat and repeat until you feel sure you can do it with pressure. Because sometimes while you are doing this, other people may be waiting for you to keep their own way. These are the steps you need to know for changing a wheel. You will need a spare tire, a wrench, and a hydraulic jack. The first step is park your car on a level surface and away from the traffic. Then you will set the parking brake and turn on the flashing lights. Now you are going to put the preventive triangle so the drivers know that you are stopped. Now you will take out the spare tire, the jack, and the key. Now you will start loosening the nuts on your tire counterclockwise, and if it is too hard, you can do it with your foot. Check your manual and find the best place to place your jack and lift your car. Sometimes in the jack says where you should put it. Now, with the key, you are going to remove the nuts one by one and put it in a place where you don't lose them. Now, you are going to remove the flat tire and mount the spare tire. Maybe you will need to lift the car further to put it correctly. Now, you readjust the nuts manually, now clockwise. Now, you are going to take out the jack and put the nuts in opposite pairs to make an uniform pressure. And now, you will just save all the things that you use and the flat tire, and be careful.
Well, I know that at the beginning it can be a bit difficult to drive because you may be afraid. I was in that situation that you imagine the worst things such as crashing or dying, either from a very strong shock, but all those things are normal. But with the practice of day to day, you can drive normal with any fear and insecurity. Personally, I was scared a big time to drive because I imagined a lot of things, but one day I told myself that if I don't drive right now, I will never dare to drive. But it is also very important that you take a recommendation and advices to have more security and know more about the subject to be able to drive with any problem.
So we are at the end of this how-to video, and we choose how to drive a car because we thought that it was the best thing to learn, before. Like, I would commend this how-to video to everyone that is starting driving a car, or everyone that has many years driving a car, because in this video we said a lot of things about alcohol, drugs, gun, and stuff like that. So this video, share it with your friends and family, and start to make contents about all the crashes that happen here in Monterrey. And yeah, Thank you for watching our video, and we hope we do another one.